Hey everyone, welcome back to Scene Decoded. Today we're diving deep into the latest chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. And oh my god, you guys, this chapter had me on the edge of my seat. Let's break down everything that happened in chapter 19, titled Konohamaru-chan. And trust me, there's a lot to unpack here. Before we get started, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you love Boruto content as much as I do. Now, let's jump right in. So this chapter was all about escalating the tension, and boy did it deliver. We've got two intense battles happening simultaneously, and I'm literally shaking thinking about what's going to happen next. First up, let's talk about that amazing flashback that opened the chapter. We finally got the backstory of Araya's blade, and it's so much cooler than I expected. So get this, Shinki actually infused his own chakra into the blade to give Araya control over iron sand. How awesome is that? But here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, kind of adorable. The whole reason Shinki agreed to create this weapon was because he's always looking for ways to become a stronger ninja to protect Gaara. I mean, can we just appreciate for a second how pure that motivation is? Like, this is some serious father-son goals right here. But wait, it gets better. During this flashback, we got this amazing moment where Araya called out Shinki for not paying attention to Yodo's feelings. And guys, Shinki's response was everything. He straight up reversed it on Araya, pointing out that Araya talks about Yodo way more than Shinki talks about Gaara. Listen, I'm calling it right now. There's definitely something brewing between Araya and Yodo. And here's my theory. Given Yodo's incredible hearing abilities, I bet she already knows about Araya's feelings. Can you imagine being able to hear someone's heartbeat change every time they're around you? That's some next-level romance potential right there. Now, let's talk about this incredible battle sequence. The teamwork between these ninjas was absolutely insane, especially considering they just met. We've got Sage Mode Mitsuki and Three-Tome Sharingan Sarada going all out against Ryu, while Araya's there with his clutch iron sand control. And Yodo? Her sensory abilities were literally game-changing. She could track Ryu's movements by hearing the friction between the iron sand particles. How cool is that? But of course, just when things were looking good for our heroes, boom! Ryu pulls out his trump card and summons a whole army of claw grimes. And this is where everything goes sideways, people. Picture this. Araya sees a claw grime going after Yodo and he jumps in to protect her, but his blade gets stuck in the grime's shoulder and Ryu just teleports it away. I literally screamed when this happened. And don't even get me started on Kashin Koji holding Boruto back from helping. The tension is real, folks. I'm sitting here wondering if maybe, just maybe, we might see Kawaki show up with some kind of new power-up to save the day. I mean, imagine how epic that would be. Now, we need to talk about the Konohamaru and Matsuri situation, because this broke my heart. The emotional weight of this scene was just wow. Matsuri is dealing with all these complicated feelings about seeing Konohamaru, and when he tells her not to call him Konohamaru-chan like Moegi used to, guys, she just loses it. I'll be honest, I'm a bit frustrated with Konohamaru in this scene. He just sits there and lets Matsuri encase him. Like, what are you doing, my guy? But I guess that's what makes this whole situation even more tragic. Now, let's dive into some deeper themes, because this chapter is actually exploring some really fascinating ideas about love. The humanoid Shinju, especially Jura, are trying to understand what love means, and it's giving us this really interesting philosophical angle. Jura's basically saying that humans created reasoning to live in society, but love? Love just throws all that reasoning out the window. Think about it. We're seeing accomplished ninjas making completely irrational decisions because of love, even when they know it's dangerous. And that's exactly what makes the humanoid Shinju see love as this thing they need to overcome to evolve beyond humanity. It's not your typical, I want to destroy the world because I'm evil villain motivation, and I actually really appreciate that. Now, I do want to address something that's been bothering me about the series lately. We need to talk about how the female characters are being written. Look, I love this manga, but when we've got characters like Sarada, Ada, Sumire, Yodo, and Mogi being defined primarily by their feelings for male characters, it's a bit disappointing. Take Mogi. For example, She's literally trapped in a tree off-panel, but she keeps getting mentioned only in relation to Konohamaru. She's even on the cover of this chapter. And remember that scene in chapter 16 where Sumire confronted Sarada about Boruto? Or how Aida's still caught up in this Boruto versus Kawaki decision? Don't get me wrong, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is still an incredibly well-written manga, but it's 2024, and seeing female characters whose main motivations revolve around their feelings for guys, it feels like we could do better, you know? It's kind of wild that Kishimoto hasn't really evolved in this aspect since the original Naruto series. But let's end on a high note. These two battles are setting up something massive, I can feel it. And about those theories going around about Konohamaru's death, I'm not buying it, at least not yet. There's still so much potential for his character arc. Alright, Boruto fam, that's my take on chapter 19. What did you think about Konohamaru-chan? Drop your theories in the comments below. Did you catch any details I missed? And what do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all our Boruto content. This is Decoded, signing off.